Today we're going to do K12 history. Right now we're going to have to read a book. Read a history of the U.S. Okay, we have to read page 137. Okay. The English found those first years in America really hard. Remember, 4 out of 5 of the first 1,000 settlers died soon after they arrived in Virginia. Most people would have given up, but not the English. The harder the challenge, the more determined they became. If the colony was to survive, it had to grow. That meant sending women well as men. The year 1619 was a turning point. After 1619, you could tell the English were in America to stay. It was a year of many firsts in Virginia. First boatloads of African, first boatload of women, first labor strike, first time English settlers are allowed to own land, first elected lawmakers. That is a lot for any year. You already know about that boatload of Africans. Now about those women. They were too sold on the docks. Do you own a wife? It'll cost you 120 pounds of tobacco. Those are the terms when a shipload of women arrives in the Jamestown. These are poor women who are unable to pay the cost of their Atlantic journey. They want a new life in this new land. The lonely men want wives. There will be instant romances on the docks. What do you think of these women? Do you think they are scared, courageous, crazy? A few white women have already been to Jamestown, but sending an entire boatload of them to be wives mean that the English plan to stay and make homes in America. The French, who are settling in the north, are less likely to send women. Still, in 1619, the men in Jamestown outnumbered the women by 8 to 1. In 1619, the Virginia Company lets the settlers have land of their own. That gives them a reason to work hard. The first workers' strike in British America happens in 1619. Polish workers at Jamestown, who are glassmakers, demand the same rights as Englishmen. They get those rights and go back to work. There are Poles, Dutch, Germans, and Italians at Jamestown. Do you think it is strange that they all want English rights? What about their own rights? Why does it say, do you think it's strange? Well, that's strange. The answer to that is very simple. English men and women have more rights and freedom than people do in other European nations. They expect those same rights in America, and do people from other nations who come to the English colonies. John Smith said no one will come to the New World to have less freedom. The charter of the Virginia Company said, all and every of the persons which shall dwell and inhabit within every or any of the persons which shall dwell and inhabit within every or any of the said several colonies and plantations, and every of their children shall have and enjoy all liberties as if they have been abiding and born within this our realm of England. That means nobody will lose freedom if he moves from England to America. In 1619, a group of lawmakers known as burgesses is elected to make laws. They form an assembly called the House of Burgesses. In England, laws are made from Parliament. The House of Burgesses gives the Virginians their own form of parliament. That has never happened in a colony before. In the 17th century, many European nations have had colonies in America as well as in other parts of the world. Those colonies are not all alike. In the Spanish colonies, no Europeans except Spaniards are allowed to settle. France admits only Catholics. The English colonies have open doors. Think about that for a minute. That decision, way back in the 1600s, to let all kinds of people settle in the English colonies, made a big difference to our country. We would become a pluralistic society. What does that mean? Now you know about colonies. Let's get back to the House of Burgesses. In the 17th century, laws for colonies were made in the home country or appointed governors and their councils. The House of Burgesses changed that. England was letting colonists make laws for themselves. That was a big first in history. An English governor did have veto power over the Burgesses. What is a veto? Okay, you can do some work. Go to the dictionary and look that word up. The governor didn't use a veto very often. What is a veto? Oh man, there's no dictionary. Okay. Okay, here's what a veto.
Veto.
Oh, so veto. A constitutional right to reject a decision or proposal made by a lawmaking body. A rejection of a law. Oh, okay. This is something you should remember. The House of Burgesses, formed in 1619, gave America its first representative government. It was the beginning of self-government in America. Whoops, hold on, that isn't quite true. Some Indian tribe had representative government. The House of Burgesses was the first represented assembly in the European colonies. It was only a dozen years since those 3 small ships were tied to the trees at Jamestown and the English colonists were doing something very unusual. They were making laws for themselves. Okay. And now we're done. Check your reading. Next screen. People who came from the colonies to countries other than Britain expected to have the same rights as British settlers. Is it true or false? It is true. What did the members of House of Burgesses have in common? They had all, okay. I think they had all lived in Jamestown for 10 or more years. B, they were all members of the Church of England. C, they all had a college education. And D, they were all landowners. Oh. Is it just one answer? No. Oh, all members of the Church of England. That makes sense. What was the significance of the House of Burgesses? It was the first representative government in the European colonies. A. It banned the practice of enslavement. B. It gave away free land to the settlers. C. It gave the settlers the same rights as Englishmen. Or D. It was the first representative government in the European colonies. It's probably D. Yes. I don't have my history journal. Okay, I think. Bye, everyone. See you in our next video.